Hello and welcome to another video. I'm Chokni and I'm here with Sakhet, and we are going to do a Missing Prophecy, the prologue quest for Morrowind. And I realised that I didn't upload any videos over the past couple of weeks because I misjudged how many I would need whilst I was away on holiday. But now I'm back, I will make sure I'm a little bit more organised and hopefully get a video up on a weekly basis again. To start this quest, you need to go to any inn, any major inn, and we're in Stonefalls in Davern's Watch, and we're going to pop into the Watch House Inn to get this mission started.
You throw it up, you lick it up.
And you'll come across a fellow called Alessio, and he'll start the quest.
I bring an urgent message from Rhea Opacarius, Chief Oracle of the Twilight Queen Azura.
And what does this Oracle of Azura want?
Best discuss that with Rhea. Too many eyes and ears here. She awaits you in the Cloudy Dregs Inn in Wayrest.
Fair enough, I'll meet Rhea in Wayrest. So let's put this as my active quest in the journal. So an Oracle of Azura named Rhea needs my help. Some malevolent force conspires to destroy her order and perhaps all of Tamriel. The letter instructed me to meet Rhea in Wayrest in a tavern called the Cloudy Dregs Inn, and I should go speak with her. We have arrived in Wayrest, where we need to go and speak to Rhea. I too have a character called Rhea. She is my Dragon Knight Orc. She's still a baby character. Let's see what the best path is to go. We'll see if I make it. I also created my Rhea a couple of weeks before the Witches Festival 2016, and she's still not level 50. I've been...
The guild has need of you, Conrad.
I don't know, maybe lazy, but I have just enjoyed other characters more. Mainly eats many cakes. So we've entered into the Cloudy Dregs. It's a lovely name for an inn. So she's got her own room.
Ah, right on time. I'm joking, of course. Honestly, I feared you wouldn't come. Divination and prophecy yield few certainties. Still, this vision was clearer than most. You and I, this room, the scent of ale and wood smoke. Yes, this was meant to be.
You can see the future?
I'm afraid it's not as easy as that. I see a tangle of futures, a swirling mass of action and consequence. Every now and again, though, a specific moment strikes like a thunderbolt. Moments like this. Some dark entity stalks the oracles of Azura.
Oracles of Azura.
Yes, servants of the Twilight Queen. My friends and I decipher visions of the future for other votaries of Azura. Unfortunately, something is abducting us one by one. Bring this crystal to Pariah Abbey. Our Rose Mother will tell you the rest.
Very well, I'll seek out Azura.
I do hope you'll hurry to Pariah Abbey. I see the other oracles, my friends, languishing in chains. A prison that hurtles through space and time, filled with daedra and choking steam. Oh, gives me vertigo just thinking about it.
So how often do you see this tangle of futures?
All the time. Makes dinner dates interesting, I can tell you. One moment we're speaking about the consistency of the soup. The next, I'm fumbling with my spoon, rambling about talking candlesticks and trees made of blood.
How's that go over with your dinner companions?
Ha! Haven't you a cheek?
Indeed.
If you must know, it goes poorly. As I'm sure you can guess, the gentlemen rarely call on me a second time.
How did you gain this power? Did Azura give it to you?
I'm not sure. My parents thought me mad, abandoned me on the streets of Wayrest at the tender age of 8. Mercifully, the abbot of Pariah Abbey discovered my gifts and introduced me to the Twilight Queen. I achieved clarity. I have Azura to thank.
You said other oracles were abducted.
2. Kanzin and Muz-Shah, both powerful soothsayers in their own right. Kanzin vanished a week ago, pruning his sugar canes. His fellow votaries told me that he showed no signs of distress. He simply walked out into the field and never came back.
And Muz-Shah?
Muz-Shah, an Argonian, disappeared just 2 days ago. He tends Azura's shrine in Black Marsh. It's a quiet affair with a simple shrine and very few acolytes. He went out to light votary candles near the shrine and never returned.
And you're sure they were abducted?
Beyond certain. I heard their cries. Still hear them, in fact. These abductions stink of Daedric plotting. Rival princes conspire against my lady constantly. One of them seeks to blind her by snatching up her oracles. Perhaps more than one.
How do you know Ashura will speak to me?
Because you're anointed by fate, or something close to fate.
As
I stopped arguing the specifics years ago. The Queen of Dawn and Dusk needs your help. Trust me, Azura's desires are hard to miss. She is insistent. She'll speak to you, believe me.
So we need to travel to Pariah Abbey, which is still in Stormhaven. So an oracle of Ashura named Rhea needs my help. We've done that. So Rhea gave me a strange blue crystal and urged me to seek out Ashura at Pariah Abbey, and I should travel there now and not stop along the way to pick up any of the reagents that I might need, or woodworking. I always struggle, but for this I think I can do it. Now we're here in Pariah Abbey. As I said, it's still in Stormhaven. So you just go from the Wayrest Way Shrine and you travel up north to here. And then the abbey itself is to the west a little bit along the path. Lots of quests in this area that I've still yet to do.
Bandits are
I'll
burning
have
our
to
fields.
mark them
Help!
down at some point, but not to worry. Here she is.
Rejoice, mortal. You stand in the presence of beauty and terror, between pale light and long shadows. I am Azura, Queen of Dawn and Dusk. I have a task for you.
Rhea told me that Daedric forces abducted your oracles.
She speaks the truth. The halls of Oblivion fill with whispers. Collusion, conspiracy. I believe some of my fellow princes seek to blind me. They know how much I treasure my servants. They would steal what I hold most dear.
Well, can't you just rescue them yourself?
I cannot. The prince's compact with Sotha Seal binds my hands. You must be
Sotha
the
Seal
vessel
seems to
of
be
my
a
wrath.
popular name these
I
days.
sense my oracles, adrift in the void, imprisoned in pockets of oblivion, hidden dimensions, only accessible through Nirn. You will rescue them.
Well, how do I open these pockets of oblivion?
My enemy servants likely use void keys, powerful charms capable of tearing small holes in the veil of oblivion. They require Daedric essence to function. Slay
Daedric
any
essences.
Daedra you find and
Sounds
claim
like
their essence.
portals,
A charged void key will
The,
open any pocket.
dolmens. So, in fact, let's ask her, how do I collect them?
Daedra cannot be killed, only banished. When you strike a mortal blow, their essence returns to oblivion. The crystal Rhea gave you captures that essence before it escapes. A prison of sorts. Defeat any Daedra, and the crystal will do the rest. Long ago, my vulgar peer, Molag Bal, manifested himself in the town of Gilvardel and destroyed it utterly. In response, the Dark Elf Magus Sothisil gathered 8 of the most powerful princes to a summit in Cold Harbor.
And what was the purpose of this summit?
The Tribune persuaded us, through a private bargain, to cease meddling in mortal affairs directly. An amusing request from someone who fancies himself a god. Now, we exert our will through intermediaries. In truth, I prefer it this way.
And what about the other Daedric princes? We're sure there are more than 8.
Many more. But the princes bound by the Cold Harbor Compact stand above their lesser kith.
So there's a hierarchy amongst the Daedric princes themselves.
Molag Bal's horrors. Dagon makes an art of destruction. On it goes. Of course, outward weakness often shrouds hidden power.
So if you're so powerful, how did Sothisil convince you to join the Compact?
Such matters are better left undiscussed. Perhaps you can ask Sothisil about it. If you can
Challenge
find him,
accepted.
of course.
So how will I find your oracles?
While you hunt Daedra and gather their essence, my ward Rhea will conjure up visions.
Oh, bless her, she's doing a lot of work. Visions?
Yes, of her friend's suffering. Such visions might grant her a glimpse of where the other oracles are hidden. There will be pain, undoubtedly, but she possesses a rare and terrible gift. True insight requires sacrifice.
So in my hint option, it just says kill Daedra anywhere to collect their essences. So you would normally think to yourself, I'll go straight
vampire lair in
to a dolmen. But when I did this before, I realised that if you just head towards the Waste Shrine for Pariah Abbey, there are quite a few Banekins or scamps that are there, and they count towards it. There's also a handy little lore book for anybody that needs it. There you go. Scamps. Because when you're doing these at a dolmen, you have to be the one to kill that enemy. You can't have a hit on it and then the enemy dies with somebody else. It doesn't count. So it can get really frustrating. Those other ones must have been just outside. No, there's not even a circle. I don't know why they weren't counted. Must resist picking up everything, wasting valuable time. Got to save the oracles. Here we go, on to my last one now. So we've now got to go back and talk to Rhea after collecting all 20 of our Daedric essences. And it's pointing us back towards Pariah Abbey. Here she is.
Azura's champion returns. I saw you in my visions. You stood atop a mound of corpses, destroying Daedra by the hundreds. It was cathartic. That sounds horrible. Let's just say it was a welcome distraction from what else I've seen.
And did you find the missing oracles? whilst I was busy being cathartic, apparently.
At long last, yes. I gazed through an ocean of screams, and, well, I won't frighten you with the particulars. Suffice it to say that I saw many terrible things, but I think I've located the other oracles.
And where should I start looking?
My first visions were of... Wait. What's that?
That doesn't sound good. Oh no, she's gone up. And she's also been abducted. But there's a note. So, Sakhet, if you're reading this, I must be gone. Luckily, I foresaw this disaster. Well, that was good to know she didn't tell us in that little meeting just then, even though I witnessed it. Seeing myself wrenched out of Nirn was distressing, but insightful. As the Dusk Lady often says, insight requires sacrifice. I took care to write down all the details of my visions. I pray this note will lead you to the other oracles and to me. In my first vision, I saw wide stone halls, hewn by elven hands and lit by blue stones. Storm beasts prowled these halls. There were witches also, wide-eyed and cackling. My research suggests this may be the ruin of Rubble Buttle in Bankorai. In my second vision, I felt a blast of cold air and heard the rattling of chains. A prison, patrolled by necromancers and their abominations. They toil in profane silence, excavating something. I believe this might be Falder's tooth in the rift. Finally, I saw a Daedric temple adrift in a sea of lava and ash. I fear this prison waits for me. The Abbey's book calls it Mephalah's nest. You'll find it in Stonefalls. Seek out these dark places, retrieve the void keys hidden within, and use the Daedric essence you collected to free us from oblivion. We're counting on you. Indeed, all of Tamriel may be counting on you. Yours in Twilight, Rhea. So now I have 3 people to find rather than 2. Rescue Kanzin, rescue Muz-Shah, and rescue Rhea. I've gone to Hallinstan's Way Shrine in Bankorai first. This one is to rescue Kanzin, and he's in Rubble Battle. It's a bit of a shame that there was no action to try and at least grab hold of Rhea. As you saw, my character just kind of watched her float up into the sky. I would like to think that the Vestige wouldn't just stand there and proclaim, "Oh no, she's going up in the sky." I think really they would at least try and grab hold of Rhea to keep her down. Maybe there could have been like a little extra fight scene. Do we want more fighting? She says, falling off and having to fight the crocodiles. Maybe. As always, there are more quests, and there is a sky shard in these caves that we're going into, in these delves. So good chance to pick them up along the way, especially on your lower characters if you haven't done so already. So this would be the quickest way, but as always they make you go the long way round, which is fine. I'll just run through this dungeon, this delve. So this quest actually takes us to the boss of the delve anyway.
Cavern!
And here's a chest to open. So I've got the chest. I've got to get the void keys, that was it. So let's just come out of the cave as normal. Oh no, I've actually got to go... Oh, I've got to go south. Backwards. Oh, and quite handily, there's the Sky Shard. Let's grab that whilst we're here.
By Azura's grace, this one is free!
Yay, we've rescued
Thank
one!
you. This one gazed into the void and saw a terrible vision walker. A great beast, with 3 heads upon a single neck. Kanzin must know more. You will find this one at Pariah Abbey, yes? Please, hurry!
And there he goes. On to the next one. So now it's off to rescue Muz-Shah in the Rift, and we've got to go to Falda's Tooth. So I've travelled to Onric Tower Way Shrine to do this. Just be wary because I can see 2 markers at the top of my screen. Obviously we don't want to go to the one that's leading me to Rhea, which is all the way in Stonefall. That would be a very long trek. So next on our agenda is to rescue Muz-Shah. I'm sure I've pronounced that name differently every time I've said it. And it's just, again, running straight through the dungeon, the delve. As always, there is a Sky Shard and a boss, and possibly a quest. I feel like going, excuse me, pardon me, coming through. So there's our Daedric chest.
I need healing!
Oh!
From the side!
Heal me!
Oh my goodness, how many healers have I grabbed with me?
Aid me!
And now to see where his portal is, all the way back at the beginning. Excuse me, pardon me, coming through. No time to talk. Oh, dead end. There's the quest for this dungeon there, this delve, sorry. Oh, there's the Sky Shard, we'll pick that up. Let's fight about 50,000 enemies that have dragged with me.
To the side!
Move the flank!
Oh, that don't look good, that animation, does it? Surely I should be slicing off my head. I like my head on my shoulders, thank you very much.
Freedom at last. I don't know how much longer I could have survived. I saw such horrors, both waking and dreaming. Golden coins, the color of pitch. Nirn draped in cold silk. What could it mean? Meet me back at Pariah Abbey, friend. We must learn.
On to our final rescue for Rhea. We are back in Stonefalls, and I've gone to the Brothers of Strife Way Shrine. And just a little bit to the east is Mephalah's Nest, so not too far. Again, running through the delve, Sky Shard, quest, boss. Man, that's just ugly. Not great if you're an arachnophobe. I don't class myself as one, but I certainly do like to run away from the spiders in real life. Oh, there's a chest. Can't resist a chest. And it's intermediate, not too bad. That's alright. And now to go to the other side of the dungeon. Delve. To rescue. Ooh, and the Sky Shard here. It's like they planned it. Took me a while to realise that the spiders, they will actually run to eat the corpses to regenerate health. That part I knew, but you can actually interrupt them as they're doing it to stop them. So for ages I would just be there hitting them and they'd be regenerating health, and I, like a silly person, would just make life harder. It's work smarter, not harder. So give them spiders a bash, and then kill them.
You found my note.
Wait, was there a
Thank
time
the
limit on
Rose.
that?
And you,
I'm
of
so
course.
confused.
I caught a glimpse of our enemies while I hurtled through oblivion. They lurk in a ruin deep within a swamp. The face of a lizard looms above them. When the others are safe, we should seek my lady's counsel. Hurry back to Pariah Abbey.
Oh, wait for me. Back now at Pariah Abbey. Lots of going to and fro. I suppose with all the places that we've been to in this mission, it would be kind of cool if you had some really nice guildmates to take you to certain locations, especially if you do this on a lower level. Oh, it's a pretty kitty. That way you can get the way shrines and the areas, and you can probably do this a little bit quicker than I've just done. Even though I'm on a higher level character, it doesn't really matter, I suppose. No, apparently I'm just going to jump in front of her for her attention.
The flock returns to the shepherd. You have earned my favor, mortal.
I hope so.
But the
You've
task
literally
is
dragged
not
me
yet
all the way
finished.
across Tamriel.
These craven fools at a cost my children must suffer. I trust that Rhea's visions revealed their location.
So she saw a swampy ruin tucked beneath a lizard's head.
Such a place exists in Shadowfen, west of an encampment called Hey Halai. Look for a great serpent's head carved out of stone. Our enemies lurk in the caves beneath it. Go there and slaughter these beasts. My oracles will join you soon.
Now all the oracles, they are all back and they're all together.
So now we return to the wilds of Shadowfen. I will admit, I'm looking forward to a proper soak in the waters of my homeland. After we have dealt with the enemies of our mistress, I may stay a while. It has been long since I licked the tree.
So we travel to Shadowfen. This one hates the smell and the water, but Kanzin serves Azura. This one will go where she asks we go. The lizard, of course, is very excited. Lizards grow excited about these things.
So now...
So the Twilight's Queen's enemies lurk in Shadowfen. My fellow oracles and I will prepare to travel at once. Between your strength and our sight, these monsters don't stand a chance. See you there.
I imagine they all had something different to say before I talked to Ashura, but I was just... Well, you enter and you see Asura's statue and you just go straight for it. Back in the beautiful Shadowfen, I do like this area. Especially seeing as I've made Eats Many Cakes, my Argonian Templar tank, and this is her home. This is her homeland. So we got to travel to Coldblood Cavern. So as I've said, I've gone to Shadowfen and I'm at Stillrise Waste Shrine. And it's just north of this one. Right next to ruins of Mazadon. So upon travelling, this will be the description that Rhea was on about. But where you need to go is actually underneath. So this is how you enter ruins of Mazadon as well. So I've got to read a journal from Searching for Clues. Second seed. More worms in the bread. Damned swamp. Nothing stays dry down here. Can barely sit down without soiling the seat of my trousers in some puddle of muck. To oblivion with this place. I'll take my mates to the Alakir. Better to die of thirst than swamp lung. 14 second seed. I take it all back. There's a treasure here. Not some creaky lockbox or tarnished necklace neither. A real treasure. She calls herself Diceria. I'm gonna go with it. By okay, the curves on the, oh my goodness, the curves on this one, like something out of a twisted dream. We struck a bargain. I send lads out to look for some Ashura cultists and she gives me gifts. 1 present each. Looks like my ship's finally come in. 28 second seed. It's done. My mate tracked down the Ashura's cultists just as easy as you please. Diceria was good as her word. Gave me a handful of trinkets. I've never seen the like. A night cowl that turns me invisible, a spinning brooch that drives the ladies mad, and a bulging purse full of gold that never runs dry. Look out, Tamriel. There's never been a bandit like old Tommy Bones. I'm going to grab this world by the arse and never let it go. To Midyear. What have I done? Damn it all, what have I done? Lies, all lies. These trinkets are poison. Whoever reads this, don't touch them, don't. And then the handwriting devolves into illegible scribbles. And that's what you get for trusting somebody.
What did you find there?
Who I would imagine is another Daedra. Oh, and Rhea, oh yes, of course, she said they would all come down, didn't they?
Ah, I see now. To decipher the future, we have to know the past. This is it. Seems this Tommy Bones fellow was duped by a Daedra named Azera. I've seen her before, lurking in the shadows of my visions, just out of focus. She must have put a hex on these gifts. Cursed treasures, the bane of all thieves. Azera must lead this wretched band of conspirators. The abductions, the void keys, the dead bandits, all her design. We know who she is. Now it's just a matter of finding her. Perhaps we can bait her. Reacquiring these gifts might do the trick.
And how would that work?
Tamriel doesn't suffer curses like this for long. Daedric hexes are too unstable. Nirn rejects them. Putting all 3 items in one place will shake the veil like moths in a spider web. With any luck, Dezera will come to investigate.
Alright, we've got a mission.
Kanzin, Muz-Shah, and I will gather here to prepare a gazing rite, a collaborative vision. If you manage to lure Dezera out, we might catch a glimpse of what or who is driving her.
So we've entered into Cold Blood Cavern. As you can see, we've got each of the trinkets. So the Shadow Cowl, Spinning Brooch, and the Bulging Purse. And we've got some enemies. I like to collect from the backpacks. As you can see, you can get lots of different items. Oh my gosh, I'm lost already. Just run. Run! Oh no, I've just gone in a circle. Oh, what a sneaky little hole. Right, we're going after the cow first, so this way. Cursed trinket number 1. Oh, get yourself a free alchemy potion. Oh, it's empty. Some drinks, sellable, and let's carry on. We're gonna go for the spinning brooch next. There's a little gap there, so if you wanted to get the purse first, you can do these in any order. I would advise not to look behind you in this case, just to see all the many enemies that you've managed to bring with you. Excellent, we've got the spinning brooch, and now it's just the bulging purse. Not too far. I see a statue. I think we can tell who it is. Considering that the picture as you entered the dell kind of gave it away as well. Oh, it's up there. And now we have to defeat Diceria. So, off to the end of this little chamber. Oh, there we go. There's a portal open and ready.
Gathering up my gifts for me. Come along, beautiful. I want to repay you. Personally.
There's the picture again. That looks like Clavicus' file to me. So it looks like we've entered a pocket of oblivion. I do like the flora around here though.
Don't hold back, lover.
That doesn't look like Diceria. It's someone else. Another demon. Lured with false promises, probably.
More! Oh yes, give me more.
That looks ugly. That looks like the brood mother from Dragon Age. And that was ugly then too. Crowl with the spider.
Ooh, aren't you a lovely one? I can't wait to hear you scream.
Oh, here she is. Finished, got some little items off her, and now we get to return to Rhea. So the portal has shut there and we've just got to make our way back upwards to this one. And we've been portaled right to the beginning, which is very handy. There they are.
Part the dawning fog. Gaze deep beyond the twilight and perceive.
I see an island, a mountain of rage and
A
ashes.
great heart, pushing fire as blood. A source of power, cloaked in secrets.
A city of oil and bronze. A shrine to vanity, driven by clockworks, and there's more. A gathering of princes. 3 faces shrouded. All of Nirn drown in blood. Enough! Enough!
Ooh, Azura is speaking through Rhea.
Rejoice, champion. You speak now to Azura, Queen of Dusk and Dawn.
What have you done to
I
Rhea?
glorify her body and make a vessel of her mind. Do not trouble yourself. She will return in time. Your true concern is these visions. My oracles perceive a holocaust, child. A Daedric storm the likes of which your mortal world has never seen.
And what should we do?
We wait and listen. Patience. A difficult concept for mortals, I know. In such short, beautiful, brutish lives you lead. For now, Dizera lies dead and my oracles breathe free air. That should be enough for you.
So you can't tell me any more about Rhea's vision or this Daedric storm?
Rhea sees but a sliver of what's to come. Princes unbound by Sothathiel's compact move against Nirn. I retire to Moonshadow to prepare. Vile's work in Vardenfell was the first taste of something far worse. Ready yourself, child. Night draws near.
What was that? Oh my. Was that? Did the Twilight Lady claim my mind? What an honor. What a profoundly disorienting honor. Very little. The Queen of Dawn and Dusk rarely talks about it. I know that the Dark Elf Tribune, Sothathiel, summoned 8 Daedric princes to a summit in Cold Harbor. They argued for months, but eventually gave in to Sothathiel's demands. The princes agreed to stop meddling in mortal affairs. Directly, I mean. Princes bound by the compact can't manifest in physical form here on Nirn. They can still push pieces around the board through intermediaries, though. Agents like you and me. You are now. Just be careful. The Twilight Lady has a deep well of love in her heart, but it's a dark, tempestuous love. Love like hers has to be respected. Never, ever forget that. Your life depends on it.
So, what do you think was really behind all this?
It wasn't Dizera, I can tell you that. She was a formidable adversary, no question. But a plot of this scope? Mounting an attack on a Daedric prince directly? No lesser Daedra would do that alone.
Azura seems confident that another Daedric prince is to blame.
If Azura thinks it's so, it is so. Truthfully, I think it might be more than one. Only a prince would strike another prince. If this plot does go that high, we could be looking at another plane meld, or something even worse. Rose, help us.
What will you do now?
The last part of our vision. The gathering of princes. Something deep and terrible lurks in that imagery. Time for a trip to the library, or several libraries. I'm sure you'll have your hands full in the meantime.
And what makes you say that?
Your spirit appertains to our vision somehow. The island, the fire and ash, the clockworks and steam. You're planted like a tree, right in the middle of it, all of it.
Will I see you there, wherever there is?
Hard to tell. The future grows murkier by the minute. Perhaps that's a good thing. Or perhaps it's a very, very bad thing. Only time will tell, I guess. I know one thing for certain, though. Your fate intertwines with that of Azura.
So I'll see her again?
Undoubtedly. And sooner than you think. Just remember, love and envy are 2 sides of the same coin. Like dawn and dusk, only a subtle difference keeps them apart.
And that is the end of that quest. You can't talk to the others? Which is probably a good thing, because I'd be here recording this video all day. But you do get a memento from this. the Twilight Shard. And there it is in all its glory. It's actually really nice and pretty. That's the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, subscribe, and I will try and keep up with a weekly video. Thanks very much for watching.